Emma Johnson was no stranger to hard work. A full-time college student with dreams of becoming a social entrepreneur, she worked part-time at a quaint cafe on Elmwood Avenue. Despite her packed schedule, Emma always greeted customers with a warm smile. Her kindness wasn't loud. It was steady, woven into her daily actions, from offering an encouraging word to refilling an elderly customer's coffee without being asked. On a chilly Wednesday morning, as soft jazz played in the background, the doorbell chimed. A man entered, blending into the quiet bustle. Dressed in a simple hoodie and jeans, he exuded a casual charm, but Emma noticed his subtle discomfort. His posture was relaxed, yet his eyes darted around as if he was unaccustomed to the setting. As Emma prepared his coffee order, the man patted his pockets, a shadow of panic flickering across his face. "I think I left my wallet," he mumbled, his tone both apologetic and embarrassed. Emma didn't hesitate. With practiced ease, she slid her debit card into the terminal, paid for his order, and handed him the tray with a reassuring smile. "It's on me. Don't worry about it." The man paused, clearly taken aback. "Thank you," he said softly, his voice carrying a sincerity that made Emma smile again. To her, it was a simple gesture. To him, it was unforgettable. Days later, that man sat in his office, a sleek, modern space filled with minimalist furniture and large windows overlooking a bustling city. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't used to feeling invisible. As one of the most recognizable figures in technology, he was often met with preconceived notions and expectations. But Emma's gesture had been different. "She didn't even know who I was," he thought, smiling to himself. Mark leaned back in his chair, replaying the moment in his mind. There had been no ulterior motive in her actions, no attempt to gain favor or recognition. It was pure generosity. On his desk sat a notebook where he often jotted down ideas. That day, he wrote one line: "Small acts of kindness create the biggest ripples." He closed the notebook with a sense of clarity. "I need to do something for her," he murmured. Mark wasn't one to let meaningful moments slip by. He called his assistant and shared Emma's story. "I need you to find out everything you can about her," he instructed. "Her name is Emma Johnson, and she works at the Elmwood Avenue Cafe." As his team began their quiet investigation, Mark reflected on how often the world overlooked people like Emma, those whose kindness formed the backbone of communities. He knew her actions deserved more than just gratitude. They deserved amplification. 2 weeks later, it was another busy afternoon at the cafe. Emma moved between the counter and the kitchen, her apron dusted with flour. The sound of chatter and clinking cups filled the air until it was interrupted by the hum of engines. Outside, a convoy of sleek black SUVs pulled into the parking lot, catching the attention of passers-by. Security personnel stepped out first, scanning the area. The cafe door opened, and Mark Zuckerberg walked in, exuding a calm yet commanding presence. The room felt silent. Customers stared in awe as he approached the counter, a warm smile softening his otherwise serious demeanor. "Is Emma Johnson here?" he asked, his voice kind but firm. Emma froze. "It's me," she said hesitantly, stepping forward. Mark extended his hand, and Emma shook it, her movements tentative. "Emma," he began, "you may not remember me, but a few weeks ago I was in here. You helped me when I couldn't pay for my coffee." Emma nodded slowly, her cheeks flushing. "I remember," she said. "It was no big deal." Mark chuckled, his eyes lighting up. "It was a very big deal. You didn't know who I was, and you didn't care. Your kindness made a lasting impression on me, and I wanted to thank you properly." He gestured to his assistant, who stepped forward with an envelope. "This is for you," Mark said, handing it to Emma. Emma opened the envelope with trembling hands. Inside was a scholarship to a prestigious university, enough to cover all her educational expenses. Alongside it was a handwritten note. Emma, your kindness inspired me. Use this opportunity to achieve everything you've dreamed of. And don't stop being the incredible person you are. Her vision blurred with tears as she read the note aloud. The cafe erupted in applause, customers cheering and clapping. Emma looked up at Mark, her voice trembling. I don't even know what to say. You don't need to say anything, Mark replied. Just promise me one thing. Keep spreading kindness, just as you did that day. Over the next few weeks, Emma's story spread far beyond the cafe. Articles and social media posts praised her selflessness and Mark's generosity. But Emma remained grounded. She used her scholarship not only to further her education, but also to give back. Emma began volunteering at local shelters, mentoring younger students, and organising community events. Her actions inspired others to pay attention to the small, everyday opportunities to make a difference. Years later, Emma stood on a stage at a major conference. The venue was filled with young entrepreneurs, all eager to hear her story. Behind her, a screen displayed the words, "The power of everyday kindness." Emma spoke with confidence, her voice steady and heartfelt. She shared how a simple gesture at a cafe had led to a chain of events that changed her life. Kindness isn't about grand gestures, she told the audience. It's about seeing someone in need and choosing to help, even when no one is watching. In the audience, Mark sat quietly, beaming with pride. Emma had taken a moment of kindness and turned it into a lifelong mission to uplift others. As the audience gave her a standing ovation, Emma smiled, knowing her journey had only just begun. And this brings us to the end of the story. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends too. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.